Hello everyone, today I will be discussing the top 15 rice mods that make your car look absolutely horrible in GTA Online. Now at the end of the day guys, this is all in good faith, good fun. I'm just poking fun at people who use these. I don't hate you if you use these mods, but I probably think your car looks terrible. So don't get too mad in the comments, and now let's get into it. First up, we have side vents on muscle cars. Now, I see this all the time, even in real life. People will put these side vents off of Amazon. They'll put it on their Mustang, their Challenger, their Camaro, and I think it kind of just looks tacky. Now, on sports cars, where it is designed to be there and not an aftermarket thought, then that makes sense because, it actually improves aerodynamics or whatnot, actually helps the car's performance. But this just is not it. They look pretty bad in real life, in my opinion, and they look even worse in GTA Online because the ones in GTA just look so bad and cheap, even cheaper than real life. So please keep this off of your modern muscle cars. If you want to put rear louvers on your old school muscle car, then have at it because I think it looks acceptable. But on a modern muscle car, just don't do it, please. Next up, we have limo tint on classic muscle cars. A lot of these are directed towards classic muscle cars. Well, not really too much. There's like 4 on this list, but please do not put limo tint or any tint on your classic muscle car. On your modern day muscle car, then yeah, have at it because I think tint looks great with modern cars in general. Older cars like maybe 70s and below should not have tint, in my opinion. They just look kind of weird, and obviously the car was not designed with that in mind, because from a designer's perspective, there's just a black gap in the middle of the car where most people will look at because that's where the driver is. It just doesn't look great on most older cars, but especially on old school muscle cars. Please do not have it on your old school muscle car. Take it off. It will look 10 times better because fish bowls look great. Even though a lot of people don't like fish bowls, I think they are acceptable on older school cars and even some newer ones as well. Alright, I've discussed this next one on some previous videos of mine. They're pretty old. You'll have to go back pretty far to find them. But essentially, you need to stop putting exempt plates on your car because if you don't know, in the US at least, I'm not sure what it's like abroad or in any other country, in the US, exempt plates are only for official vehicles. So vehicles that belong to the state, to the government, only should have exempt plates because they're exempt to vehicle registration laws and stuff like that. Your JDM car is not exempt to any law. Matter of fact, it's probably breaking many of them. So please do not have it on. I know it looks clean without having the tag or whatever, even though the tag doesn't really bother me that much, but if it bothers you, just deal with it. It's a tiny orange sticker in the corner, and many people might not actually catch this because most people don't look at license plates in general, but the few who do, including me, will probably hate you for it. Next up, we have random tire lettering. This is when a car is perfect. It looks clean, the color is nice, the wheels accentuate the car's color nicely, it pairs well, and then you have random tire lettering out of nowhere. Please take it off. You are not some sort of sponsored race car where you need to have tire lettering on the tires because you're getting paid to sponsor them or you're getting paid to use the tire brand or whatever. Just please do not have it on. I have it on some of my rally cars that are obviously, they have tons of sponsors on them. There's sponsors everywhere, on the back, on the bumpers, on the sides. So it makes sense to have it on the tires. But if you have it on a regular looking car, just take it off. It really throws the whole theme of the car off, and your car will likely look better if you have it on right now. And otherwise, it will be a pretty clean car. Now, this next one may be slightly controversial, but I don't think you should have mismatched body panels on your car. I think it makes it look cheap, and unless you're trying to make your car look like a drift car where they often have mismatched body panels because, they hit it, they hit the wall, they hit another drifter, it makes sense to have mismatched panels at that point because it just makes sense. But if you're trying to go for a street look and you just think the carbon fiber looks cool or the secondary color looks cool, it doesn't. It makes it look cheap. It looks like you got into a fender bender and you couldn't afford to paint match the color of your fender to the color of the car. It just really does not look great. If you want to do it very subtly, like if your car is black and you want to have carbon fenders, then I guess it looks okay, but I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, don't have mismatched body panels. It makes your car look kind of cheap and tacky. Unless it is a drift-inspired car, then have at it. Next up, we have tinted headlights and tinted taillights. I think they absolutely look horrible. In real life, it actually makes them function less because you're basically darkening the overall light and the amount of light it's emitting is lower. So in real life, it really looks stupid and tacky and cheap, and I don't know why people do it in real life. Once again, if you have it in real life, I don't hate you, but maybe just consider taking it off. And in GTA Online, it looks even worse because the tint in GTA Online is very, I don't know, like it's not shiny at all, it's not reflective, and it just looks like a black hole for your headlights. Your headlights are not supposed to be pure black. They're supposed to be a headlight that houses, all parts of the headlight and lights up the road. but when you tint it, it just looks terrible. So please stop purposely tinting your headlights and taillights. Next up, we have massive canards. Now, the only way I find canards to be acceptable is if you're going for a GT3 style build where the car it has a big wing on it. It's obviously for the track. You're not trying to go for style or anything, then it makes sense. But most of the canards in GTA Online look, quite frankly, pretty cheap. I mean, you could look at it and see the screws on it and like the black, I don't even know what it is, but it just looks terrible. It looks cheap and tacky. On some supercars like the Italia GTO here, for example, it looks okay if you're going for a GT3 style build like I was mentioning, but if you're not going for that, please don't put it on. When car designers design cars, unless it's a car like this, they don't design it with canards in mind, and you are making your car look worse. I really hate this next one. I hate transparent hoods. I always see this for some reason. Please, it makes your car look absolutely horrible. I don't understand why on earth anyone would want their hood to be see-through. Now, I get it if you want a vanity hood that has a small like glass piece in it, like I believe the C7 Corvette ZR1 has a similar style hood where it's glass in the middle and you could kind of see it. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but there's a style hood like that, like the one I'm showing in the footage here. This is somewhat acceptable. On this particular car, I don't really like it, but a full glass hood where I can see the engine, I can see everything, it just looks horribly tacky and it just looks bad. Please, no one use this. Next up, we have Benny's wheels on non-Benny's cars. Even on most Benny's cars, I don't think they look that great unless the car is a lowrider. For example, here I have the Spectre Custom. This is a car that should not have Benny's wheels, even as an option, but I guess it should because it's a Benny's car. Whatever. I don't like using them. I'm only using them for the footage, but if a car is a lowrider, then it could use Benny's wheels. But if a car isn't a lowrider and is not even a Benny's car, it should not have Benny's wheels on it. It just doesn't make sense. And a lot of the wheel styles that Benny's offers are not that great. They look kind of out there and too showy, and in my opinion, they just look pretty bad. Some would call them hot boy wheels. But yeah, I think they just look pretty bad on most cars, once again, that are not lowriders. If you have a lowrider, have at it. But if your car is not even a Benny's car, or is a Benny's car, but it's not a lowrider, just don't put them on. It'll look better. Please, just take them off. Now, this next one is a hotly debated topic within my community. I've made many videos about it. It is reverse graphics that are inverted on one side and are normal on the other side. Now, many people have explained to me that this is a commonplace thing among Japanese racing culture to have one livery flipped backwards on the other side and the other side have it perfectly normal. And I'm not too familiar with that, but I can understand that, it's been told to me many times. I believe that. But this is on a German car, the Audi R8. Audi is a German brand. So why does a German car have a Japanese themed livery on it? It just doesn't make a lot of sense and only reinforces my argument, which is that Rockstar did it on accident. They do it on many cars. They keep on doing it on accident because this is not just on the 10F. It's on many other cars that are not JDM. And once again, I would believe people saying it's a tribute to Japanese racing culture. I get that, but they've done it on so many non-JDM cars at this point. And they just keep on doing it. It doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure they're doing it on accident and someone over there at Rockstar needs to be fired. Next up, we have ridiculously long exhaust. Now, people who use this for irony and the novelty of having a ridiculous exhaust, whatever, I could at least somewhat respect that because you're not doing it because you think it looks good. You're doing it because, you know it looks stupid and you admit it looks stupid, but you embrace it at least. But there are people out there that genuinely think that this looks good and they're like, oh, I'm paying tribute to Japanese people and because, my exhaust represent a heart and in Japan, hearts are meant I don't know. I just think it looks incredibly stupid. People who actually take these things seriously are kind of just strange to me. Once again, I don't hate them, but it's just why? And to top it all off, these exhaust pipes that stick out actually have collision. So it makes your car longer by 2 feet whenever you put this on, which is just another stupid factor as to why you shouldn't have this on. Please, even if you have it on just for irony's sakes, take it off. Just please stop. This shouldn't even exist in GTA Online, in my opinion. Rockstar was definitely trolling at the office that day. Next up, we have wheels that are colored, but they're not colored either black, alloy, white, any of the coppers. They're red or blue or yellow. If you have red, blue, or yellow wheels, just stop. It looks horrible. Yellow is maybe excusable on some Subaru themed cars because it's the closest thing we'll get to gold, even though we literally have a gold color in GTA Online, but it looks nothing like gold. It's like a dirty brown. And the amount of people that I see with colored wheels on their cars, It's just weird, and I really don't blame them too much. Rockstar hasn't given us a lot of great wheel color options in the past. They've only recently given us new wheels, but they've never given us new wheel colors. It sucks that Rockstar doesn't give us more color options, but that's just the way it is. Next up, we have wide body fender flares on a car that is not a wide body car by default. Now, I really wouldn't be too mad at this because I don't think it looks like bad or whatever. It looks too aftermarket. I think it looks good. But the problem is that the wide body does not align the wheels with the actual wide body. The fitment is completely off. As you see here, I'm looking at the car from behind and it just looks absolutely terrible. The wheels do not fit at all. Something I find particularly funny about this fact is that it exists on a lot of cars, but it exists on a car that Rockstar designed NPCs to drive. If you don't know, these two annoying, that annoying couple from the auto shop, I still don't know their name. I forget it every time. Their car has the wide body on it as a modification, which is aftermarket, but Rockstar saw this and was like, oh, yeah, that's weird. Let's not fix it. Anyways, let's raise shark card sales. Next up, we have Xenon Lights on old school muscle cars. Now, if you're going for a resto mod build where the car obviously looks very new, then have at it. Put your Xenon Lights on your old school muscle car. But if you're going for an older school build that is true to the old school and true to how it came OEM from the manufacturer, just leave the regular yellow ones in. It looks so much better and fits within the theme of it. The Xenons make it look way too modern, and this is kind of a minute detail that you won't even notice most of the time because most people don't drive at nighttime. They have oppressors and choppers and whatnot. Most people don't even drive cars in general. But if you see someone driving an old school muscle car that obviously does not look like a resto mod, it looks like true to the original OEM with Xenon headlights in GTA Online, please blow their car up in memory of myself. Well, not in memory because I'm not dead, but you know, just do it for the sake of me and yourself. Last up, we have modded cars that are merge glitches or modded straight in the game, or by however means the car is obviously modded. Most of the time they have like these weird chrome colors and they put on Benny's wheels on non-Benny's cars. Here I actually have an ironic modded car where I did a merge glitch a while ago. I forgot how to even do it now, but it made the roof like checkerboarded and it's like glitching. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't drive it very often because I think it looks strange. Cool, but strange. And this type of modding is fine in my eyes, but when you mod a car to put Benny's wheels on it or to put F1 wheels on it, it just looks strange. Please do not do it, or else I might come for you. I mean, well, and that is it, everyone. The top 15 Ricer mods in GTA Online. Once again, this video is all for good fun. I don't hate you as a person if you have these mods in your car. Once again, I probably do hate your car, but I don't hate you. And with that being said, have a great day or night or evening, and goodbye.